Welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm my husband, Glenn.
Yep.
Hey, before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, so you don't miss any of our reviews. Tonight, we're reviewing Married at First Sight, episode number 20, Decision Day Part 1. Decision Day Part 1. There's a lot of fireworks, man. There's a lot to talk about in this episode of Married at First Sight. A lot of things to discuss. Let's get with the getting good. The getting is good. The first couple we see is Becca and Austin.
I didn't understand that.
The getting is good?
No.
The Becca and Austin?
Being first.
Because that was the easiest one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
why would you do the easiest one first?
Why would you do the one that you already knew everybody was going to say no?
I would have saved the good one for last.
Was that really a good one, though? And to be last?
Because they said yes.
Yeah, but I mean, that one's to me was the obvious one.
No, the other ones was obvious. And truth be told, they were all obvious.
Yeah, you get Becca and Austin out the way. In my opinion, get them out the way, and then you can deal with the other two couples because they showed a lot more of Becca and Austin. Then you had Brennan and Emily. Then you had Cameron and Claire, but you had the whole little situation at the end most. But I think.
Well, I'm just glad we didn't see Lauren and Orion.
Now there was no need for Lauren and Orion.
Oh, I mean, it ain't like they didn't bring Alyssa and Chris.
Yeah, they did bring Alyssa and Chris, but Lauren and Orion, there's no need for them. It was just.
But yeah, it wasn't no need for Alyssa and Chris.
Yeah, but Alyssa and Chris didn't even make it off the honeymoon. At least Lauren and Orion came back and interacted, and they still kind of went back and forth for at least longer than Alyssa and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Well.
But Becca and Austin.
Becca and Austin.
You already said what happened.
Well, I said what happened, but they start discussing how the last 3 weeks of their relationship was rocky. They
optics.
Because of the optics, right? Because of the camera. She felt like she was being suppressed, that all her feelings were being held inside, and she couldn't say what she wanted to say. And the way that Austin was treating her on camera is different when he treated her off camera. And their relationship was one way. It was going great. They was having a great time. The relationship everything was good. Then it hit the rocky patch. And the rocky patch of the relationship was because, look, Austin got tired. I think he got tired of the production days. He got tired of the cameras. He got tired of the production crew. He got tired of her, and I think it was much more than just the religion, the sex, everything is compounded. I think we don't understand how difficult it is for them to be filming as much. And he broke. And I think he couldn't do the same thing that he was doing. And she expected it to be at a high level the whole time.
Yeah, but even with that, I don't. That to me, that doesn't explain him acting one way on camera and one way off. Except that, but just because he was exhausted when the cameras were gone, it's like we talked about before. So I'm doing Married at First Sight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work. Call time might be in the middle of the night, trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, for all we know, she could have just been talking his ear off about the intimacy thing on camera too.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he was different on camera than off camera.
But I think any relationship, you have your breaking point, right? You get tired. You get tired of that constant nagging. You get tired of the constant person doing whatever you don't like, and he's holding it in. He doesn't want to offend. He seemed like this family said he was aiming to please, so he didn't want to offend her. Even we get to the point towards the end, he never said anything out the way to offend her, to put her out there. And so I think sometimes some people want people to retaliate. When you have that person that doesn't retaliate or doesn't say anything, and maybe he didn't retaliate. Like, remember what's the girl named Elijah Wan's wife? Katina. We never saw Katina retaliate on TV, but Elijah Wan and her said when the cameras were gone, she gave him the business. And I think that's kind of what Austin is. Austin gave her the business or said things to her why she wasn't when the cameras were off that made her feel some type of way. And she felt like she was suppressing herself, that she couldn't be herself because of what Austin was doing or not doing in this case. So, their relationship, and the experts were like, we think y'all are good for each other. Take your time. We'll work them things out. You got a lot of questions to ask. I need you guys to be honest with each other, be forthright, and figure out where the intimacy is at. And she's been holding on. She's been holding on to a lot that she had not been saying, and she didn't feel like herself, which caused a rift in a relationship because she seemed like she was walking on eggshells every time around Austin. And I think that was a big thing for her. And then the fact that she's not getting any loving is also a big factor.
Yeah. So in the end, her thing was, and Pastor Cal was like, try it without the cameras. I think Dr. Pepper said it too. It was like, see how it is without when you don't have that to worry about. Try to work on it then. And so she was willing to do that, and she said a whole lot more about wanting to do it. Austin was just like, yeah, me too. I do not want to get a divorce.
Yeah, he didn't want to get a divorce. I think he really loves Becca. Becca really loves him, but there have been so many things that was involved in a relationship. I think also not them being involved, but I think seeing how the other couples were managing things, hearing from Brennan and being this, like, it can weigh on you because you're looking at everybody else. You're looking at certain things. And so now it becomes a melting pot of pressure. And you don't know who else. Well, we'll get to that. There's one person who I think stirred a pot for everybody, who keep all the stuff going, but do it on a real slick level though. And so you got that going on, and then she's not around or her dealing with her sickness, and it just becomes a lot that she has to deal with, that she dealt with, and she thinks Austin is not there to be supportive. She wants somebody who's supportive, and and just like any guy, I think when you're getting nagged all the time, you start to check out. And I think you can see it towards the end of the show. Austin, to the end of this, before decision day, Austin started to check out. That's why he went and grabbed his bags and was like, you know what? I'm gone.
Yeah.
So that was one there, But it's simple. Either way, both said yes.
Yes, they did.
There's a lot of discussion on why they said yes. Some people say they say yes because production made them go say yes. There's a rumor out there that they had both said no, but then they went back and production like, hey, look, I need y'all to say yes. And they refilmed it where they said yes. And then they said no again later, but we'll get to that part. So we'll get to that part. So it's Austin and Becca says yes. After help from from Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and Dr. Peter. Which they didn't do the assignments. But anyway, let's move on to the next couple.
All right.
We'll go to Brennan and Emily. Emily out of the fresh tan in bed. Fresh tan. Fresh tan in bed, legs looking a little bit dark, face looking a little bit orange. But anyway, she out of a tan in bed. And Brennan comes in a small suit. But you can tell that.
A small
not
suit.
Small suit, excuse me. A nice looking. That wasn't small. Nice suit. Suit.
A small suit.
But you see, Emily was ready to handle business. And I think Pastor Cal, Dr. Pia, and Dr. Pepper was not ready for the BS at all.
They was ready to have her back for sure.
Oh, they was
sure.
They had her back. They were supporting her from the time she came to the room and to the end, because they felt like Brennan put her through a lot of mess. That he wasn't truthful, that he wasn't honest, that he didn't give her any guidance, and that he was playing the game the whole time. That he was really truly about the optics, right? We'll get to the key word in a minute that everybody wants to use, but he was big about the optics. He was one to. Did you see the face of Pastor Cal when she found out he was deleting diary cams?
Oh, and I was about to say she let the cat out the bag quite a bit. Now she did talk to we were let into that side when she was talking to Claire, I believe it was, but the experts hadn't heard this. And so when she was like, he wanted to, like, certain things he wanted to talk about on camera. When we did diary cams, if it didn't make him look good, he wanted me to delete them. And Pastor Cal was like, what? But he didn't say anything to him about it, but he definitely was like
that we saw because it was diluting. You diluting the process. You're tainting the experiment, right? You're tainting the experiment when you're not putting your true, authentic self out there. When you're not saying the things that are actually going on. And Brennan's thing was, I'm trying to protect you.
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
I'm trying to protect you.
He was like, well, like, excuse me for trying to protect you. And Dr. Pia had told him before, like, she don't need your protection. And he was like, if I had known it would still end up like this, with me trying to protect you, and it still ended up like this, I wouldn't have tried to protect you.
What are you protecting her for? She's willing to let the conversation be known. She's willing to put herself out there. Y'all, this is the thing. You sign up for this. That contract talks about social media. It talks about the television. It talks about the media. It talks about all this. Who are you trying to protect? I know what I signed up for. I'm grown. You know what you signed up for. What are we protecting? If you act like a butt, guess what? I should tell everybody you act like a butt. If you ain't treating me right, I should if I'm a drunk slush on TV, let me be a drunk slush on TV.
Well, he tried to say his thing was he was protecting. When he said protecting her feelings. So I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But you hurt her feelings.
You hurt her feelings more by not saying anything, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was when they Pastor Cal, like, what do you don't like about her? Oh, I'm not gonna say that.
He was like, well, no, we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do that. Why not? Tell her what you don't like about it. Maybe it's something she can fix. You can't change. Then it can't be looks. I mean, maybe it's something she can fix. Hey, look, you know what? I'll stop drinking. Or I'll stop smoking. I'll work on this behavior. And he kind of said it towards the end of the show. You're always negative. Was she really negative, or she just stated the obvious on something? I don't think she was negative.
No, that was his thing, and that she put that out there too. He said I had red flags that he basically ignored. She let the cat out the bag about the fact that he tried to throw. Not he tried to. He threw the fact that he saved my life. He would throw that out there. Oh, I saved your life. If it wasn't for me. And like the experts were like, and the one thing about it is Dr. Pia, I feel like as soon as he walked in there, she was like, oh, here he go. Mm-hmm. She just did not look happy with him. And then, when Pastor Cal said, I don't mean no harm, he said, I call BS. Dr. Pia was like, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes.
BS.
It's BS.
Yo, the brother and the sister was reading him for the old and the new. Like, you're not gonna get away with this BS that you're talking about. You can't say you didn't switch up on her. You can't say that you did the best that you did in this relationship. You didn't do the best you could do. He didn't really apologize neither. He was like, well, if I did. No, it's not if you did. You did try to silence me. You did try to tell me to be quiet. You did try to not let me have a voice. You did try to keep all the things on the inside. There's a thing of having a private relationship. But again, you're on a public television. There's some things that you need to keep close to the vest when y'all in your. But there's some things that need to be shared.
Mm-hmm. And like Dr. Pia said, we gave you stuff to do. You didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
And I don't even think she said this, but he lied and said he would. And he didn't, still didn't. So again, his thing was, I tried, I put forth my best effort. I know you don't think you don't feel like you saw it. And they were like, you didn't though. You didn't try. Mm-mm. You didn't.
he wasn't going to try. He was checked out from the wedding. He had been checked out. He had been
from the honeymoon.
At least from the honeymoon. Sorry. He was checked out from the honeymoon. He knew from the honeymoon that I don't want to be with her. Something she did on the honeymoon that ticked him off. And she even said it. Since the honeymoon, it's been different. Mm-hmm. The honeymoon was good, but after the honeymoon, it became a different situation. Whether she challenged his manhood, whether she got drunk, whether he when her hair got matted, he didn't like that. He changed. And it was never the same. And he friend zoned, that's what she said. He friend zoned me on the honeymoon.
Mm-hmm. Under the guise of let's build our friendship.
Yeah.
As opposed to just saying,
I don't like you. Or I'm not attracted. I'm not attracted to you.
Well, the truth of the matter is you friend zone me.
Straight friend zone. It was straight friend zone. And he couldn't say that. It's okay. But then he kept using the code word, let's be friends. Like, I want to be friends with you. I didn't.
Speaking of which, that's what he said before he came in too. It's like, I just want to, talk about this and he said it again, like basically, I don't want to go over old stuff. But that's what the decision day is for, is you basically recap your marriage. So we're going to go over the old stuff. And he was like, I just want to leave here being civil. And
we are civil, but you can't control the narrative. Like, how do you think, just talking to somebody else about that, how do you think you can dictate the narrative in this show? You can't dictate the narrative. The narrative is what you are. Be your true, authentic self. And what you came off as is a prick. You came off worse than prior you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to try to control her, and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You try to stifle her, it didn't work. You wanted to make everything your way. You wanted one side. He wanted everything one-sided, and it got heated. I think he finally understood. Like, I can't get over on this. I can't get over on these three, and I can't get over her because she found what she was looking for, which was her voice. She didn't find a husband, but she found the inside of her. This is my voice. This is what I need to say. This is what I need to do, and I need some help. I need some therapy after this. She said, I think she said it in a vignette. I need to get some help. I need to find myself.
And if I recall, they said that again to Brennan too. Like, you need some therapy. You need some help expressing yourself, talking about your feelings or whatever. Like, because
you're struggling.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you see it again, the relationship he had with his dad and his mom had is affecting him because he can't verbalize what's actually going on with him. And it's not for protection of her. Say, hey, Pastor Cal, I don't like XYZ. Or we discussed this when I do this, she doesn't like that. Or vice versa. She challenged me and I didn't like to be challenged. She made me come out of my comfort zone and it hurt me. Those are the type of things that you discuss. Those are things that you say. And he wanted to make everything look like it was just easy selling. But everybody saw that the relationship was terrible. I mean, Michael, when he finally comes at the end, he's like, well, I know the other two couples ain't gonna make it. I only believe that Becca and Austin. So everybody's seeing that your relationship is terrible. So what are you putting on the front for? If you're trying to save it, then save it. If not, keep it moving.
Yeah.
And so, they got tired of going around that circle, going around that barn. And Pastor Cal was like, yo, and Dr. Pepper was like, you know what? We know. Y'all not gonna stay together. Basically, this is over. It is done. Finito. We're finished. You're not staying together. Keep it moving. And and I like the fact that he did go dap Pastor Cal up. He took the criticism. I can't remember if they showed him and Dr. P a hug. They probably did.
Don't recall.
But Dr. P was just giving him business. So, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
So
we knew that train wreck was gonna happen.
And I'm glad that train ended.
All right. So then we did Claire and Cameron. Okay, so in contrast, obviously Claire and Cameron weren't in a good space. They had some attraction issues, probably not as much as they thought it was. And that was a lot of what the experts talked to them about. They were very complimentary of each other. How Cameron's such a good person, Claire's such a good person. Cameron talked about how, I had my health challenge and I'm the type of person who likes to go through it by myself. And Claire's like, well, I don't operate like that. So I wanted to try to help out, but out of respect for the way you wanted to do it, I tried to back off. But like, basically that was hard for me. But it was just very, very, very complimentary. Like, to me, it's almost overly civil. It was just like overly. And the more they talked, I felt like when the expert said too, it's like, y'all speak so highly of each other. You're really actually pretty similar to each other. Like, this really should have worked.
It should have worked.
It really should have worked. And the biggest thing the experts got on them about is, okay, so when y'all hit the hard spots, Claire not you being upset with Cameron about wanting to do things by himself. When y'all hit the hard spots, here y'all go trying to do it by yourself. You didn't get the experts involved. You didn't ask us for help. Like, you should have asked for help.
Should have communicated. You should have asked for help. Should have communicated, and neither one of y'all. And we know Cameron was sick. He had an issue. But again, I think I said on many of the reviews that I think he stretched it along because he didn't want to be with Claire.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be around the negativity.
Matter of fact, that was one thing when he came in there. He came in first, and so that was a thing. Oh, are you okay? You gonna be all right? Just catch my breath, and I'm just gonna breathe through it, and
yeah, and he breathed through it. But I like how they were, as you mentioned, they were complimentary to one another. They shared that they did. She revealed that she wasn't attracted to Cameron. He said it later. Cameron says it later. It's one of the things that it was said off camera that she really wasn't attracted to him. Wasn't her type. And that was one of the reasons why we didn't see any affection or anything from them. She really wasn't attracted to him. So,
and if you look back, like the one episode and I think they showed that clip when they were talking about the attraction, and she was like, well, I mean, I wouldn't expect you to, while we sitting here, just you come over and just, like kiss me and hug me, whatever. He was like, I mean, I would if I thought you would receive it. And she was like, oh, well, I didn't expect that, because she was deflecting her not being attracted to him, thinking he felt the same way. But we know, like Cameron said it, I love my grandma. I can't tell you the last time I told her. He said I'm not affectionate. I'm affectionate, but I don't always say it.
Right.
So my actions, my words don't always equal my actions. My feelings don't always come out that way, but I do care about you. Oh, and they did that too. I care greatly for her. I would want her to be in my life, and I want us to be this way. And I was just like, good gosh, it was for real. It was almost too much. It was too much. And it really, I felt like Pastor Cal, and I think Dr. Pepper said, what y'all are saying is like the basis for a good relationship. We're confused.
Everybody was confused. But again, they had already made the decision because they didn't feel sparks that they will separate. And they stayed separated. They didn't even try to, from what we've seen, they didn't even try to connect to get back together. This is going to ride it out. And Claire, as we find out, Claire was just riding along to get along and knew everything about everybody.
And they did what we talked about. Because remember, Cameron said if Claire says that she wanted to stay married, that he would go ahead and do it. Well, they asked Cameron first. And he was like, yeah, I want to get a divorce.
I told you they should have asked Claire first. Claire should have been the one to ask first, and then let Claire go. And
see how you want to carry it.
See how you want to carry it. Because when he said no, she was like, well, I don't think we should be married either. I want to say no to this marriage. And I think she said no because he said no. If she would have said yes, I think she would have said no.
I feel like she still would have said no because she wasn't attracted to him.
Yeah, but I think she was willing to try. Without the cameras and to see how that played out and see how that went. I think she really was willing to give it a shot. But they both said no.
They did.
They both said no. And I think it's okay they both said no. But then we move on to this. This is the debacle.
The get together after decision day. And in between, Becca talks about how Austin came and packed his bags. I think that was one thing that Austin said too. Well, and Becca kind of said it too. Was like, I need a break from this process.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's why I want to get, because she said because between Brennan and Claire and Cameron's decision day, we saw a scene with Becca and Austin where she basically was like, I need a break. I need to find me because I've lost me in this process. So I'm going to go to my apartment and stay with myself because that's significant for what happens later. And he walks down he walks her down there with his arm wrapped around her, and they have a conversation, and they go into the sunset, and then we see them in this part.
Mm-hmm. And what Becca is saying is that, Austin went out. He went out that night. So after you said, I want to stay married, you don't even stay with your wife.
No, because
you go and hang out.
This is why I'm confused. That like you told, I don't want to be with you right now. I want to be by myself. I want to go to my apartment. So you expect him to be in the house and sulk just like you? You expect him to be mad just like you? You expect Brennan asked him to go out. He goes out with Brennan, Claire and Emily. This is the thing, right? This is what catch this. Claire and Emily asked her, did she want to go out? She said no.
Right.
They asked. So then Brennan asked, Austin, did he want to go out? He says yes. So you had the same situation that he had. You chose no, he chose yes, and you're mad he went out to hang out, and then he happened to run into, according to him, happened to run out to the production girl. That was their production girl with Brennan, and Claire sees them out and calls Becca and say
Austin's out with with y'all's producer.
And Brennan. She did add Brennan. She had Brennan's name.
No. I'm just besides that, because we already know Austin and Brennan are out.
Yeah.
But it ain't nothing for why would Claire call Becca and say Austin and Brennan are out. That she called to say that producer lady is with them.
Right.
And so
it was never that they was doing anything. It was never that they were all out hanging out. And he said we ran into him. Now it insinuated that they maybe had a connection, but he was like, no.
Yeah, my good sis ain't trying to get fired.
It's good sis trying to make that money.
So we not finished filming. Why would I be out with one of the participants? Yeah. Like for Becca, think about it. Why would the producer be out with Austin? Like, y'all have not finished filming. It's not free and clear. I can see if the season was over, like
divorce, whatever case may be.
That's not what happened. Well, needless to say, I don't know why Claire told Becca that. Because now we've seen a whole nother side of Becca.
Becca's on 15. I ain't gonna say 10.
They outside. The Lauren's there, Orion's there, Emily's there, Brennan's there.
Michael and Chloe's
Claire
there.
And Cameron are there. Michael and Chloe come there. And everybody's there. It's like, oh, where's Becca? And Austin was like, I don't know. And she busts in there like
Stone Cold Steve Austin and the glass broke.
It did.
Dun, dun.
It did. And I mean, you could see she came in there upset. Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, what'd you do last night, Austin? And who was with you? Are you sure? And he was like, I don't know what you're getting at.
Right.
I don't know what you're getting at.
She embarrassed. This conversation should have happened on camera. But go ahead.
No. And she was like, oh, so you wasn't with the producer last night? And he was like, now, Austin. Now, I'm gonna say it stuck him like that because he was like, I never seen her like this. It came out of left field, and so that kind of had him shook. But at the same time, you had shake yourself loose, as Vicky Wilder say, shake yourself loose and loose that tongue, because she looking for in that because in this situation you do not want to stutter. You do not want no.
He lied though. See, the thing was he lied. Like, were you out with the production? No. Did you? He wasn't out with her, but he was with her. Right? We didn't intentionally. We met up. And Brennan's sitting there like, and Brennan's face doesn't help anything because he's sitting there like, dang. Like, she fronting dude in front of all these people, which I'm like, I am totally against. I'm totally against the way that she handled this. You take him outside, y'all go down the street, you take him home. You could have called that man this morning.
She ripped him a new one in front of everybody. And Austin's personality is not like that Joker. He tensed up and was like, I don't know what to say. How do I answer this? I mean, no, I didn't go out with her, but she was there. We ran into her, and Claire was like, "Now look, I'm not gonna let you do that. You're not gonna flat out lie and say, because we saw y'all, and he looked like, shut up."
But she messy though. I mean, I'm gonna say it. Claire is messy.
To me, in this scene, all the ladies were messy.
All of them was signifying.
All of them was messy. Lauren, shut your mouth. And that's my girl. But Lauren, be quiet. They made the comment. Oh, basically that's the key word for this season: being silenced and not being yourself, not being allowed to be yourself. And all y'all guys and Becca let the cat out of the bag. She said, see, this is the thing. Basically, this is the thing I didn't want to say on camera that I suspected was going on. And now look, I figured you was looking at somebody else. You weren't attracted to me. You was attracted to somebody else. I saw the way y'all interacted with each other. I'm not surprised. Like, I wish you would have just been up front about it. And all the girls was like,
But he was like, yo, I love you. I like you. And again, she, even after all of this, she wasn't going to leave him until somebody said, I don't think we should, like.
It was Emily. So Emily was like, so are you saying that you said yes before and now you're taking it back? You're going to say something different now?
Yo, that's why you go somewhere else when you and your spouse have a conversation, because the other crew, the get along crew, the misery crew, the people who already divorced crew, killed their relationship. They could have salvaged that. That could have been fixed. They could have had a solid discussion, fixed it. We're gonna still work it out. I still want to be with you. We still work off camera. You put that man in a situation where he had to make a decision.
Well, not just that. Like, okay, you came in there on 10. You could tell.
She wasn't.
And then she went into the conversation and shut that man down. After this, even if you was going to want to work on it, if Austin had any presence of mind, I'd be like, nah, she embarrassed him in front of everybody. I mean, had Michael and Chloe sitting there like, oh snap.
Nobody wanted to say anything, right?
Ryan got stiff.
Nobody wanted to break. All the men didn't want to say nothing. They didn't want to break the ice. They didn't want to help their boy out. Brennan was sitting there like, dang. Like, what did I get you into? Like, no. And my man thought all I was going to do is go out and get a drink and hang out with the boys. That's all he wanted to do, go out, hang out. She wasn't going to leave. She wasn't going to leave. She wasn't going to go anywhere. She was going to stay and try to work it out. She just wanted some clarity and some understanding.
And Q, that's what we said. Look, I don't have no problem with her talking to him about it. You just do not do it in that space.
No.
Because whatever you're trying to accomplish, when you do it in that space, what you're trying to do is her goal was to embarrass him, to put him on Front Street, to ask leading questions. Let me see if you're gonna tell the truth.
Group therapy.
Let me see if you're gonna tell the truth. And he didn't.
Group therapy gone wrong.
And he didn't. They jumped on Brennan in that moment. And Cameron was like, I can't take it. Basically, he was like,
I'm the one being silent.
Claire, you messy. I don't know what you're talking about. Talking about all these men silence their women. Cameron's like, when I silence you? Tell me when I silenced you.
That's my man.
When did I silence you? If anything, you silenced me. Please give me an example of how I silenced you. And he all but was like, y'all is some, yeah.
Y'all some messy.
And he got up and left the table, and he's on his side doing his vignette. Like, I can't take it no more. Like, Claire's messy. And he's like, she texted me right now while she's sitting over there, but texting me while I'm trying to have my vignette, but it's not, asking what I'm saying.
And don't spill the secrets. The secrets that she told y'all Claire stayed in that apartment building to know everybody's business. They were having a lot of pillow talk, right? It was pillow talk that was going on, and she was telling everybody business. She was running down what was going on with Brennan and Emily. He was running down what's going on with Orion and Lauren. She was running down what was going on with Michael and Chloe. Anybody who talked to her, she had the information. And so she was sharing the information. She's the one who spilled the beans about the double date.
Which Cameron addressed. Cameron said, for the record, Brennan didn't start it. I did. I said after, and here's the key word. He said, after this is over,
let's go on a double date.
Let's go on a double date. They tried to say he was lying about that. Like, no, you didn't say it was later. You said it was now. Because remember, that was the thing that when she brought it up to Emily, it was like, this is what he's trying to do right now. And Cameron said that is not what happened. No. I got the messages. I can show you. Yeah. And Cameron was like, I'm not doing this. I'm walking away.
What was funny about that is, and I had to go, you got to go back and look at it. When they was asking about the double date situation, right? The double date situation is 1 day before decision day. My man is already making plans like, yo, we going to be divorced. I know we're going to be divorced, but they was joking. Nobody was going to go on a date that quick, right? He already had his mind. He said, I need some healing. I need a process. I need to go out with the boys. I would hang out. But
what's his name said that too? Yeah. When Emily and Brennan made their decision, Brennan was like, I'm just, going to take this time to get myself together because I obviously need to work on myself. He did acknowledge that. I'm going back. He did acknowledge that, okay, maybe I didn't handle it. This wasn't the best situation for me. But yeah, that whole couples thing. And then when they asked Michael and Chloe how they were doing it, I know they was like, I don't even want to say nothing.
I don't want to share.
And Orion was like, y'all so stinking cute. And
because
all of y'all is piss poor.
Because Michael be answering questions like he he's looking out of a book. Like, oh, you complete me. Wherever I don't have where my faults, you make it up for me. It's like who talks like that?
It obviously is people that do, or else the books wouldn't get right. Wouldn't have gotten written.
Yo, he
wouldn't be written.
he's telling her what she wants to hear. He's pumping her.
But I think some he really means it.
Some of it's genuine, but some of it's not. I don't think all of it's genuine. I think he says it for the moment. Like, this is the moment. This is what looks good. This is what sounds good. Not saying he doesn't like her. Not saying he doesn't want to be with her, but he's saying all the right. You can't say all the right things every time.
Maybe he can.
You can. But I'm sorry. There's no dude that's gonna say all the right things every time.
Maybe he can.
Scripted. He's scripting this.
Maybe he can.
He ain't that thought-provoking.
He might be.
There's no.
He gassing her.
He gaslighting her, dog.
No, not gaslighting her. He gassing her.
He gassing
pumping her head up.
He pumping up. Ain't no dude like that, man. He gassing her. Ain't no way in the world. But making everybody else look like they idiots. Dang, look at their relationship. Mm-hmm. Look how they flow. Look how they flowing. They doing all right to make everybody else look bad. Look, I like how Brennan was like, yo, can we stop this? We arguing over stuff that doesn't even make a difference.
And then the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of the whipped cream. After they drag these men, Emily goes all teary-eyed. Brennan, I just want you to know it wasn't just you, it was me. And I did have my part in it. But I'm not, I said it to you. I'm saying, I'm not never, if I'm Emily, I'm not never gonna apologize. Never. Like, I don't care what I did. I don't care what I did, dude. You was the worst. Brennan was the worst.
If I'm Brennan at this point, I'm not accepting your apology. You done ran me through the mud.
But Brennan was the worst. And for anything that she didn't do, like he did 10 times, like he was manipulative, abusive, just
she was you just sat there and you ran me. You don't believe me, you don't trust me, you don't like me, and you're gonna.
I'm not apologizing for diddly squat. I mean that. Especially not in that setting. Yeah. Especially, so you look like a dummy.
Hold on, but you can run me down in front of that setting, but you can't apologize in that setting? Because she ran it down to everybody.
But she in that setting, she didn't apologize for running him down.
Come on.
In that setting, she should have. If she was gonna apologize, she should apologize for running him down in that setting. But she apologized. It wasn't just you; it was me too. I'm still. What did you do?
Yeah, they needed.
He got mind control over her still. He Deboing her.
She hasn't found
Debo come around, she tucking her chain.
She hasn't found a voice. Again, a lot of these guys, they talk about silence. How can somebody silence you on TV, right? You have an open mic. If you feel like you feel like you don't want to be heard, you feel like you want to be heard, say what happened, see what's going on. But don't hold that junk in like, yo, dude, I'm gonna talk. Like, no, this is what's going on. Our relationship is you acting like a butt. You're saying this on TV. I think we got on an old girlfriend saying, who that? Was it Ben's girlfriend or Ben and Justin was talking too much? They're like, yo, I'm gonna be this. We got an open mic. So guess what? You're doing this. I don't like this. The biggest thing is let's keep other people out of relationships. If you keep other people out of your relationships, you'll be fine. But they couldn't keep other people out of it. Y'all comparing. Everybody's comparing their relationship to this person, to that person, to this person. And now you're having a problem because all the misery loves company. Claire lost her man. She didn't want everybody to lose their man. I said that when she went on a retreat. Like, what's Claire on a retreat for?
Right.
What Lauren's on a retreat
being
for?
Nosy.
This is for couples. The couple should be on retreats.
Being nosy.
Couples is a couple retreat. If you don't have a couple, you don't have another person, you shouldn't be on a retreat. And we see what happened. She was being messy on the retreat. So at this point, Claire is more detrimental as a friend. She knows what she's doing. She's a psychologist. She's manipulating the situation. She manipulated those people to be on her side. She manipulated Cameron to not get rid of it. She was manipulative. And she read him and she playing the game and she used everybody else's puppets to get all the information she wanted to know and to make whoever look bad on TV. And that's what she did. She manipulated the system. And she ain't innocent in this at all. Yeah,
but the end of the episode was just, I was like, ooh, this is not good. Why would we do this? Why would we do this?
Yes, it is. Right. They treated her back to the house. Right. I said, I'm like, yo, what is she here for? Like, she causing trouble. She knew everybody's business. She stirred the pot.
She did.
They kept the argument with Becca and Austin going on. And I blame Austin. Because I would have got up like, yo, Jack, talk to me over here. There was no way.
He was, when I tell you, he was shook.
There's no way we finished that conversation.
He was shook. He was stuck. He didn't know which way was up.
And first of all, you ain't cussing me neither.
He felt caught. And Lord, ain't nothing worse than for real when you didn't actually do anything, but you can't really answer for yourself. And then it makes it look like you did something. And then he probably afterwards was like, I should have said, I wish I had just said, I shouldn't have let her talk to me like that. Well, you saying all that from over there.
You're saying all that from home.
From over there.
I hope that they had a conversation and got things together. The way she brought it up, see, because what Becca did, she brought up all the old stuff and new stuff.
Yeah.
Right? She brought up the religion again. She brought up the sexual intercourse that she's not having.
In that space, yeah. We got the intimacy issue.
She brought up the trust issue, right? She don't trust him. So she brought up all their business.
I don't trust that you actually feel about me the way you say on camera.
On camera, right? She brought all that up. She brought all that up there. My man was still like, you know what? I love you and I want to be with you. He was willing to forgive her. And then he just got to the point and said, you know what? She broke him there because he was like, you know what? I want to be with you. Like, I don't want to feel like this. I thought we said yesterday, that's a big problem. I thought we said yesterday we were going to say yes, we're going to work on it. Well, if you say yes and you're going to work on it, y'all should have went back to the same apartment. Right? If we're going to work on it, we go back to the same spot. We're going to work on it right then and there.
Yeah.
Or we're going to start the process of working on it. I'm not going to be separated. Right? We split up. We got to have numbers. And so we don't know. I don't know who you talking to at night when I left. Who you conversing with? What they telling you, girl? I know. We know you're talking to Claire. girl, I saw him out. He was out with the producer. They was chilling. They was sitting in close. Don't know if they were sitting in a booth, but they don't know anything, right? We don't know the details. But again, it was one of those things where it messed them up and it killed the whole dynamic of the circle. That party, I'd have been gone.
She just, and I'll say this too, because like you talk about, she just wanted something to be mad about. So what if we was out there? So what if we was out there, hanging out? If we wasn't bunned up, hugged up, kissed up, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Except for the fact that you were self-conscious and you felt like I wanted her and not you.
Yo, hey, shout out to Quintel Lambert Q for being a new member to Jack and Glenn. Anybody else can go out there if you watching. You can be a member to the Jack and Glenn channel as well. It is only $1, right? You got different levels, but the basic level is just $1. So we appreciate you, Q, for doing that. I need to get some music or something. I need to get some fancy stuff to hit the button when they get the membership. We just give them a big clap. Start adding music to that. But appreciate you. But there's it is weird in this dynamic because again, I think group therapy failed.
Yeah, because they did it themselves.
Group therapy failed and exposed everything that the experts didn't do. Right? The group therapy is supposed to help each other. This one right here, it killed the relationships.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Michael and Chloe, how you sometimes when everybody else start arguing, you find something to argue about. I'm surprised Michael and Chloe, but he's still close to Chloe. Like, let me stay here.
He was like, it was some of that. I'm glad we ain't got the problem they had.
I ain't got the problem they had. Tapping people over the table. I'm bad with it. She'll tap me on the table. I'm like, oh, what? I'd have been looking at them like, ah.
Terrible.
But it's anyway. We'll see, man. We'll see how we still got more episodes because we still got Chloe and Michael that we got to talk about their journey. We get to find out the journey of Becca and Austin after decision day, after the split. We get to see Cameron. Cameron said, I want to talk to her. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want nothing to do with her whatsoever. Cameron,
messy tail.
Cameron's done. Cameron is done. I think Brennan is done too with Emily. Because
now Cameron's like, you know what? Now, okay, you want to talk? I'm getting ready to tell it all.
I think you should tell it all. I want to hear all. I want to hear all the juicy stuff. I want to hear all the stuff that was said that wasn't supposed to be said. Right? And so hopefully I'm waiting for the reunion. I think the show give me the reunion already because I want to see these couples get together reunion. There's a question. And then we see Lauren and Orion. What are they doing? They're trying to get back to. He's trying to get back with her. Girl, don't be a fool. It didn't work. Don't be a fool. He wants to be more than friends now.
Oh, side note. I know one thing I forgot to say. I forgot to say that when Cameron and Claire, before all the debacle at the end, when they were at their actual decision time, the one thing he said was, I don't mean to be offensive when I say this. He was like, but she's like family. It's just like she's my sister, type of thing. And let's see how sisterly he feels about her now later.
He don't. He's the same guy that don't show love. Their family don't show love. He knows how to shut it off. He know how to cut people out.
Well, I mean, he should in this case because she was messy Bessie.
I wonder what as a therapist, what does she tell her people? Who counsels?
That's the one thing she said too when she did her decision. She was like, I'm a therapist. How come I couldn't get myself? And Dr. P was like, because you therapize other people. You don't therapize yourself.
Yes.
And I know it's not a word, so
Yeah, me fool for a minute.
But anyway.
Hey, but check out the panel. If you're watching this before Sunday, check out the panel on Sunday. We're gonna have a good time. Great discussions. Check out some of our other videos. If you watch Love is Blind, check out the Love is Blind series. Check that out. Drop some great videos there. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Try to do more lives here coming up, man. We want to do more lives to get more interaction by you, the viewer. So let us know. Leave a comment in the comment section below your thoughts on Married at First Sight Decision Day Part 1. And we see you guys a little bit later. Thanks for rocking with us. We appreciate you. If you're not a member and you watch about 50 minutes of this video, hit the bell notification. Give us a big thumbs up and join the membership. Join the membership. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us and have a great night.
Good night.
Peace.